Our third school today is Southwest Baptist University. The Bearcats wrapped up a 2021 spring campaign 1-2 in the West after a 3-8 showing overall back in 2019 and a 1-6 mark for 7th place. In a GLVC preseason poll just released, the coaches have picked SBU to finish 6th. Joining us today is head coach Robert Clardy, senior wide receiver Curtis Cuillard, and junior linebacker Coleton Smith. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. Coach, talk a little bit about getting back to a normal, traditional schedule, where you had no season last fall, but you had a spring season. Now you get back to normal here for the 2021 fall campaign.
Yeah, obviously, just a lot of excitement that we're, approaching normalcy as much as possible in terms of scheduling football, and we still have stuff that we have to work through in terms of COVID protocols, just make sure everybody's safe. But to be able to get back out on the field was the biggest thing, and just for not just to play the game of football, but that's what these guys, a lot of them made that decision to come and continue their education to play the game of football and to be able to get out on the field and do that is something that from a mental health standpoint and just being able to go out and compete on a daily basis. We missed out on that in the fall, but to be able to do that in the spring, I think whenever we took the field for that first game, it was 502 days since our last day of competition. So we're obviously excited. We've had a great off season. We saw a lot of great things in the spring. Our guys are ready to get back out there and just start competing again.
Coach, thank you. 12 starters return in total, returning 5 on the offense with the spring 2021 GLVC Offensive Player of the Year, Cooper Callis, another GLVC first team selection. Curtis, next to you, give us your thoughts on their return and the rest of the offensive unit.
Wait, near you.
I think
it's Coach.
Oh,
do you want to do it?
No.
So, we obviously saw our offense grow a lot last spring, and changing some things philosophy-wise, but adding Cooper back there in the backfield, and all of our quarterbacks do a great job of taking what the defense gives them and making great decisions with the football. We have a lot of skill players that they can spread the ball out to. That's not just the receivers, that's with the running backs and tight ends as well. So the main thing with that quarterback position is Cooper just made great decisions, and he had a great spring, and it showed with the stats. Had a great spring throwing the football, and the recognition that he got from that was well deserved. And then offensive line-wise, we got a lot of guys' experience in the spring that are going to need to step up and play a big role for us this fall. So the spring was great for us. It was shortened and condensed, which was better from an injury standpoint and prevention going into the summer. But we got to see a lot of those freshmen get a lot of snaps over the spring that really helped prepare them for this fall.
Curtis, you've earned 2 straight all-conference honorees, including the spring's first-team pick in your honorable mention nod in 2019. As a senior, tell us your approach as a veteran on the team and some of the goals that you have for yourself.
My approach has always been the same. Put in the work in the preseason, put in the work by myself and with my teammates, of course. Again, a lot of working with Coop and with all the other receivers just to get our chemistry right. These boys have been working like crazy. So I'm super excited to get the season going. We got a lot of talent on our offensive side, and I can't be more excited to start. Our goal is obviously I only got one goal, and that's to win a ring. That's it.
Coach, you have 4 starters return on the defensive side of the football. Give us your thoughts on the unit, which includes 3 key all-GLVC honorees.
Yeah, we were with those returning starters lower on that side of the ball. It really opened up for a lot of competition this spring. We had a lot of young guys. I think at one point, several games in the spring, we started 8 newcomers on defense, and so they got a lot of in-game experience. It didn't count towards their eligibility, so that was something that was great. But the biggest thing, we just saw that those guys always had a relentless pursuit of the football. That's what they preach all the time on that side of the ball. So those guys, regardless of how many snaps they'd had in their college career, went out and gave everything they had, and they were very coachable. So there's a lot of excitement on that side of the ball to see those guys come out this fall and fly around to the football and just have fun and create havoc.
Colton, talk to us about the transition, what the transition's been like from playing in the spring, and you have to turn it right around to start up here in the next couple of weeks for your traditional season. What's the mindset been like for yourself and your fellow defensive players?
I think going into this spring season where it was condensed and everything, it was kind of a little different, obviously, just having 3 games. So we were kind of worried about, what's the turnaround going to be like? What's it going to be like having just 3 months off and then back into it? And talking with some of the guys, we're all really fired up to just get back to a regular season, getting back to the 10-game, 11-game season, and getting back to what we used to do and everything. And a lot of like Clardy said, a lot of the young guys on the team, there was a lot of young guys, and they all seemed really fired up and everything. And it was good to see from being one of those older guys on the team. It was great to see that. And I'm excited to get out there this fall and see what they can do on the field.
How much has the quick turnaround helped for the defensive unit, which is a little bit on the younger side? How important is to get the reps this spring now coming right back again here in the fall?
I think it'll help tremendously, honestly. Having that spring to get in-game experience for them, and then the short period coming back into the fall. I mean, it's still fresh in their mind, and so it would be easier for them to understand the plays and still be fresh with that in their mind.
Special teams always big for college football. We know you have 3 starters coming back, including your kicker and punter. Give us a glimpse of what the special teams unit will do for you this year.
Yeah, a lot of experience returning there with our place kicker and punter returning, like you said, and then our long snapper from last year as well, which is a crucial position in the special teams realm. Punt team's one of the most important units in that special team. So to have all those guys return is obviously exciting. You always have to go into a season wondering, okay, that kicking spot is usually a stressful position, but we know that Kyle Geddes is coming back, and he's done a great job for us in previous years. So we know he's going to come in and hold it down, and we have an incoming freshman that's going to come in and push him and kind of push him, compete, and take over the reins whenever he's gone. So we feel great where we are from a special team standpoint. And then having our backup quarterback as our starting punter, just having an athlete back there that can do a lot of different things in Logan Claiborne. So we feel great where we are from a special team standpoint. Our team has a great mindset in terms of how we approach special teams. It doesn't matter if you're a starter, you're going to play. The best players that can help us win games are going to be on the special teams, and it's just as important as the offense and defense in that 1/3. So, we're looking forward to it. That's an area that we don't ever really have to worry about because our guys approach it with a great mindset every day at practice.
Looking at your schedule, Coach, we see that you've scheduled only 3 non-conference games, and then you have a balanced league slate where you're essentially alternating home and away contests through. Share more about your thoughts on the 3 non-league games and how it'll help set up your GLVC games later in the year.
Yeah, obviously we would have loved to have had 4 non-conference games. Having that bye week 1 is not something you really want to do, but it was really tough for us to fill that because in 2022 we were already full up. Couldn't do any home and home with anyone that we would like to do for scheduling reasons. So that week was left open with us, but it'll be new territory for us, opening up with West Florida, defending national champs, and down in Pensacola week 1, and then traveling or playing University of Findlay at home and Lake Erie College. That's going to be a new experience for our team, and that scheduling alliance for the next 2 seasons. So it'll be great. We always try and travel and go places where we typically wouldn't play. So this really opens it up. Some of those trips are a little long, so we're going to find out real quick how well we travel and can stay focused on the road after a 12-hour bus ride. But we're obviously excited. And then going into conference play, we open up right with Indianapolis at home. That's going to be a huge test for us as a football team. But obviously we're taking it 1 week at a time. We're looking straight at University of West Florida and see how they're going to do their first week leading up to our game week 2.
Coach, Curtis, and Coleton, thank you so much for joining us here today, and best of luck this season. We'll step aside.